Avery A's Scout Campbell. Avery and I first became friends when she came to collegiate in 6th grade and joined my advisory with the international man of mystery himself, Andrew Coopersmith. Throughout middle school, we had our ups and downs, and some that drifted apart during the early years of high school when Avery aspired to be a Sacred Heart Valkyrie. Sophomore year, she finally attained this goal, and for 4 brief days in history, she was able to call herself a Cat Squad girl. That's right, Avery's stint at Sacred Heart lasted less than a week before she came running back to collegiate. Although her time at Shaw was short-winded, her roots remained strong within the Catholic school community. Through Avery, I was able to meet people I would have never had the chance to meet if it wasn't for her. Over the years, she's introduced me to several great guys, such as Michael Hortzman, Reed Smith, and Adam Curtis, just to name a few. Guys that I call some of my closest friends to this day. Even though I'm thankful for the friendships I've made through Avery, it still comes with a price. I should be calling myself Dr. Beard by now, because after all the years of over-the-phone therapy sessions with her, I'm sure that I've earned enough credentials to be a registered psychologist. Perhaps I should send Avery a bill for all the professional counseling, but then again, after all the wonderful and generous trips she and her family have included me on, I can consider us even. Avery, we've been friends for a long time now, and I think that anyone can notice that, seeing how 90% of all photos of me on Facebook include you as well. I won't talk about graduation, because I know it'll just make you upset. But just know that we will always be close friends no matter what happens, so you don't have to worry about anything. I could go on talking forever about all the great times we've had, but I can't wait any longer to hear your speech today, because I know it'll be awesome.
One topic that people were requested to stay away from this year was writing their senior speech centered around a cliche statement. For example, high school goes by so fast, appreciate it while you can, or you never really value a moment until it's gone. While I agree that these statements do get boring to listen to over and over again, I believe that sometimes the cliched, overused statement can really capture a situation once you experience it. Today, I wanted to take the time and reflect on some good and bad moments that I have learned from. To share these stories, I have chosen to add that cliche statement to it because I feel it really helped me make sense of the situation. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. This statement is probably one that I have learned the most during my time in high school. When I was a sophomore, I thought it would be a great idea to transfer to Sacred Heart, a big Catholic high school. Sacred Heart seemed like the best option for me at the time. My friends were there, the classes were easier, and it was a bigger school than collegiate. I thought I was ready for this change, but when I got there, the perfect picture that I had painted of Sacred Heart was not what it was at all. The size, the rules, and all the young girls overwhelmed me. I really thought that I had all the answers when choosing to go to Sacred Heart, but little did I know I would come home from school every day, begging to come back to collegiate. Tired of hearing me complain, my dad set up a meeting with Mr. Davies, and in thanks to him, I returned back to collegiate on the first day of classes. By going to Sacred Heart for the seemingly very long 5 days, thank you, Tommy, I realized it was a place where you had no freedom, no honor code, and no extra privileges. This experience made me realize how special collegiate really is. I'm so lucky to have friends at all grade levels that care so much about me, instead of 400 people in a grade that I barely even knew. So, this taught me to really appreciate what you have. Just because you think there may be a better option out there, you may just not be taking full advantage of your current opportunity. On the other hand, another cliche is to embrace change because sometimes good things can come out of it. I have come to learn that during high school, things can change. While it may seem like the end of the world when it happens, sometimes time takes its course and the situation turns out for the better. The first thing I think of when I hear this statement is a time last year when I found out my best friend, Asher Wahlberg, and his family were moving to Dallas. When he first told me the news, I honestly freaked out. I couldn't imagine not seeing Asher every day at school, going to his lacrosse games, and hanging out with him, Harper, and Max on the weekends. I couldn't imagine living hundreds of miles away from Miss Wahlberg, who was like a second mom to me. I would miss so much about her. Cheering Asher on at his lacrosse games, going to dinners at her house, and being able to talk to her whenever I wanted, in her classroom with things I always took for granted. This change was big for them too. They were moving to a brand new city with different kinds of people, and everyone involved was sad at the time. No one was really embracing this change. Although I wish I still got to see Asher every day, looking back on it now, I realize how good of a move it was. Asher has so many great friends and goes to a great new school in a great city. This big change made me realize that I needed to change some things too. I played soccer for the first time this year. Although I was hesitant at first, playing soccer became my favorite part of my senior year. I got the opportunity to play with the best teammates a girl could ask for, and had so much fun with them every day. And Mr. Travis, you made this experience awesome. Thank you for teaching me how to kick a ball and encouraging me to score my one and only career goal against Wagner High School. You're the best. Even though sometimes things happen to you, you should always try and look at the positive side of the situation, because most of the time, everything will turn out okay. And out of all the cliche statements that I've described, my personal favorite is one that was made up by my own dad. He always says to me, "Your dad is and will always be right." Throughout high school, I have tended to think that every decision I make is the right one, and the choices I will make have no consequences. After each mistake I make, I realize how wrong my thought process was. For example, on spring break this year, my friends and our families wanted to have a local Mexico experience. In my head, I was thinking how much fun it would be to go to all the places and how many pictures I was going to take, so I decided to bring my phone. My dad was thinking, "Avery, please don't bring your phone. That's really stupid and it's going to get stolen." Clearly, he didn't understand my need for taking fun pictures for Instagram, so I decided to bring my phone despite his clear warning. Things were going great, everyone was having a great time, and then they took a turn for the worse. I left my phone on a table, someone picked it up, and it was gone. This led to me being very upset over my stolen phone, and more importantly, my lost pictures. Despite his anger, the only thing my dad could say is, "I told you so." This instance is only one example of when I didn't listen to my dad. Although you think you made the right choice, listen to your parents. Chances are they've experienced the exact same thing you're going through, and they probably will know the outcome. I hate to say it, Dad, but yes, you are always right. These are just my stories, but these cliches that I have found applicable to my story shows that these kinds of experiences are common to a lot of us. Cliches are true because they are so common in everyone's lives, but when you're able to fit words to a story, it becomes a pretty cool experience. Thank you.